So, you've been relocated or you're moving to the city of Vancouver, but you don't know much about the city. Today, I'm going to touch on 5 of the worst things about living in Vancouver. Before I start, I have lived here my entire life. All 40 years, I love it. I am blessed to live here and I would not pick anywhere else to live. That being said, if I was new to the city, here are 5 things I wish someone would prepare me for. Before I start, my name is Dave Mason with the Dave Mason Real Estate Group. I make videos on the real estate market in Vancouver and the Fraser Valley, educational videos, informative videos. If you enjoy the content that you watch, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to book a meeting, you can do so in the link above. So yes, Vancouver, it's a wonderful city, a beautiful place to live and raise a family. That being said, obviously with everything, there are things that you wish you could change, and those are going to be the things I discuss today. So we'll start with number 1, which is probably the most obvious. It's expensive. It's very expensive. It's actually the second most expensive Canadian city to live in. We were just passed by Toronto, but yeah, it's not cheap. And for conversation purposes, we'll stick with real estate to start. The average price of a detached home in Vancouver at the time of filming this video is $1.8 million. Now, if you wanted to move to a townhouse, you're looking just over $1 million. And if you're in a condo, you're just over $700,000. Now, a lot of people who move here, they don't move here and buy a house right away. They typically rent. So the rental rates, well, those are expensive as well. If you are going to rent a 1-bedroom condo in the city, you're looking at around $2,500 a month. And if it's going to be a 2-bedroom, you're $3,000 plus. So yes, it is expensive to stay here. So let's shift away from the real estate market and just the cost of living in general. It's expensive. I mean, to go out, dining, entertainment is not cheap around here, skiing, etc., golfing. Those things, they do cost a lot of money when you do that. And gas here, very expensive. We're one of the most expensive cities in Canada when it comes to gas. In April of 2022, regular was around $1.98 a liter, and 75% of that was tax. And basically, if you're going to do the math on that, if you were to fill a tank of just over 60 liters, you're at about $127 for a full tank, and $48 of that went to tax. So yeah, a lot of that is tax. We have high property taxes here. We have liquor tax, food tax. So we pay a lot in taxes, to say the least. Now we'll move on to the second most disliked thing in my books, and it's the traffic. Traffic here is brutal. During rush hour, a trip that would take you 15-20 minutes is typically double. And when we get any sort of snow, whether it be just a small amount like 1 inch, drivers they forget to drive here. Everyone panics. We have multiple accidents. We do not have the infrastructure in Vancouver to match the amount of population that we have. So if you are going to move here and commuting is a big part of your job or day to day, that's something that you should consider. Now, my third thing is going to be the weather. I mean, it's not snowy, it's not super cold, but during the fall and winter season, it's dark very early and it's wet. And it's cold. It's not freezing cold. We're not getting the same amount of snow as the Torontos, the Edmontons, the Calgarys. That being said, from my understanding, in the winters there it's very bright and it stays lighter for a longer period of the day. Whereas in Vancouver, we start to see the sun go down around 4 or so, and then it doesn't come back till about 7:30, 8 the next day. So it's dark for a majority of the time. If you're up early like I am, it makes it for a long day because you're not getting much natural light and it's continuously raining all the time. But I guess the bright side of that is that rain and stuff keeps our wonderful city green and it looks beautiful. Now, my fourth thing would be the travel. I think it's one of the worst cities to travel out by plane. There's not many direct flights and it's expensive. It's actually more expensive to fly within Canada than it is out of Canada. Even you never can get a direct flight if you're going to the east. You always have to stop somewhere in Toronto, so it makes it longer as far as your travel time goes and more expensive. And last but not least, the one that troubles me the most sometimes is the hockey team. The Vancouver Canucks, they are great at leaving their fans disappointed. So if you are moving here from another city, I hope you already have a hockey team if you're a hockey fan, because cheering for them can be painful. If you do not, and you're not a hockey fan, there's a good chance you will become a hockey fan when living here, and you are going to inherit the Canucks as your team. And for that, I apologize because it is draining. Yes, they had some great runs and they have done some great things, but for the most part, they leave their fans disappointed. And well, we always come back for more. So those are the top 5 things that I find that I like least about the city. Like I mentioned before, it's a wonderful city to live in. I could do a video, and I will do a video that will have much more things I love about this city. That's why I choose to live here and stay here and work here and raise a family here. It's wonderful. You'll love it, but just prepare for those 5 things. If you are a Vancouver resident, do me a favor, and if you're watching this video, maybe mention something in the comments that I may have missed. Again, Dave Mason with the Dave Mason Real Estate Group. Thank you for watching my video. Stay safe and take care.